Welcome to episode 92 of G. Haller's Beer Reviews. As you can see, this evening I will be reviewing Monteith's Apricot Wheat Beer. It's an unfiltered wheat beer. It comes in a 500ml long neck stubby at 5% alcohol by volume and 14 IBU. So this is the Brewers Series, crafted in Greymouth, New Zealand. Apparently it's based on the traditional Bavarian wheat beer with added sweetness, well, that must come from the apricots. And there's a bit more that it goes on to here. Spicy finish. So it talks itself up a little bit, but I'm sure it's pretty nice. I like the Monteith range, so I'm sure this would be pretty good as well. So without further delay, let's crack it open and have a look at it and have a taste, of course, as well. Oh, I can smell that apricot straight up. Alright, just got the wheat beer glass here. So see how it kicks up there. Headwise, it's not like the Bavarian ones. But anyway, we'll go with what we got here. Okay, it's actually clearer than I thought. It says it's an unfiltered wheat beer, yet there's not very much sediment in the beer as you would compare to the other, particularly European wheat beers. Head come up at about one finger, just over one finger. It's a clean white head. It looks quite nice though. Carbonation's moderate, particularly in this glass. When I pour the European wheat beers into it, they almost take off into outer space. This one's is only moderately carbonated. As for appearance, it is you could almost describe it as an apricot coloured appearance, a yellow apricot colour. So it looks fairly good. Now as for the smell, straight up apricots times 1,000. It actually smells like a real sweet apricot juice. Somewhat a little bit off-putting. It's it's not bad, but it's just surprising. I've never really smelt this much sweetness coming from a beer before. At the back there, I am picking up some malts, but the apricot is the most pronounced smell in this. Alright, without further delay, the taste test. Cheers. Very strong apricot flavour. Of course, at least for one thing, it advertises itself as apricot wheat beer, and it has it in there. Some beers say they have these ingredients and you can't even taste them. This is to the contrary. Definitely strong apricot taste. If you like apricot, you'll really like this. I don't mind apricot, so it's quite different and it's quite refreshing. I'll just give it another go. Not too bad. A little bit thin. The apricot sweetness is the most pronounced thing. It's actually quite sweet. Possibly it's leaning towards a bit too sweet for me. There is a bitterness that lingers at the end, evens it out somewhat. But if it didn't have that bitterness, it'd be almost, like I said, just drinking a carbonated apricot juice, pretty much. Not bad. It's okay. I'll give it one more sip and I'll give it a score. It's refreshing, put it that way. It is a very refreshing drink, quite sweet. The malts are there, they're in the back, which are obviously adding to the sweetness. And then there is a bitterness at the end, which upon the third sip, it's starting to balance out a little bit more. The first couple of sips were quite sweet, but across my palate, it's starting to balance out a bit better. So not too bad of a beer, something different. Because it is different, I'll probably score it up a bit even more, or I will score it up a bit even more. And in saying that, I may as well give it a score now. So what would I give Monteith's Apricot Wheat Beer? I'd give it 7.5 out of 10. It's not the most fantastic wheat beer there is, but it is different. So if you're looking for something different or you like apricots, give this a go. I think you'll like it. Alright, thanks for watching G. Haller Beer Review, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Cheers.